And it kind of leans into this idea of relational upkeep. And the metaphor I'll use is gardening. So if you're a gardener and you have lots of different plants, it's easy to see if you're not paying enough attention to one plant because like it's gonna die, it starts wilting
Mm.
and so
Yeah.
forth. On the other hand, with our relationships, whether friends or family, it's not that easy to see. It's difficult to figure out whether you're tending enough to it or not enough. How do you know if you're doing enough as far as tending towards your relationships?
I think it's first about the expectations, of which I think a lot of people don't really define expectations of like, okay, I'd like to see you this many, like at this frequency.
Hmm.
Um, and so what often happens is I think two people have different desired frequencies, and one is obviously going to be higher than the other, and so it's going to default to the lower, which then makes the person with higher desired frequency, like I guess, leaving more to be desired.
Mm. Yeah, so it's kind of like there's not enough intersection in terms of expectations, correct? Hmm. That makes sense. One attribute we commonly associate with friendship is loyalty. And loyalty means sort of sticking with someone, even if they're not the best version of themselves. And that might mean them not being too invested in a friendship. That might mean them being present but having some problematic behaviors. Do you think loyalty is virtuous?
To a point, yes. But I think there's always going to be a point where, oh, hmm, I'm actually not sure anymore. Because I think that all relationships and friendships included are transactional in nature.
Hmm?
Now, that may not necessarily be, and it's probably most likely not materially transactional, but it's transactional in some way or some form. And so, what happens with when you no longer get something that you want out of the friendship? It's more like a sacrifice. It's like, okay, given this person, I'm willing to sacrifice this, like whether time, emotions, etc., for the maintenance of this friendship, in the hopes that I can get what I want out of it in a future date. And I think that for a lot of people, when it's repeatedly that you don't get what you want out of the friendship, then it's like you think more and more about, do I actually want to sustain this friendship? And then at a certain point, you might decide that it's not worth it anymore.